while sleeping around, it's not a big deal to her. Stay tuned.
I vowed to give my love to you. No one else but you.
Yeah.
They want nothing more but break me from shawty. They want sex me to spite.
Welcome back to the
you,
Anthony
starting me
Space channel.
drama.
Before I get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Next, I just want to say, I would not be talking about all women. It just feels like it. Okay, today we're going to be talking about why sleeping around is not a big deal to her. Now, a lot of guys nowadays are truly shocked how over explicit some of these women can be, to the point where they are looking kind of moralist, and it seems like we have more of that than we actually have women that have morals. But what most guys don't get is, how could women be so promiscuous, so shameless, so immoral? Like, it doesn't bother them at all. Like, they look in that mirror and they're proud of it. Well, today we're going to be breaking that down, why women can do it so freely as if it has no remorse. Stay tuned. First, guys have to understand, women are ruled by emotions. Men are ruled by logic. Now, another thing that you have to understand, majority of men nowadays are ruled by emotions. Women still haven't figured out logic, because they don't have to think with logic, because they have a lot of weak men that are willing to do whatever they want them to do that will make them feel good emotionally. All right? So understand that part. Now, once you know that women are ruled by emotions, they do things that make them feel good. What makes them feel good? Attention. Being wanted. When a man looks like he wants a woman, he wants to lust for her, he wants to capture her to have kids, it's a natural reaction. All animals do it. All mammals do it. All insects do it. The female is always desiring the male to come get her. It works lions, tigers, hyenas, wolves, giraffes, horses, cows. It don't matter what it is. In every species, the woman is always alluring the man to come after her. So understand that that's a natural thing that women are going to do. Now, what you have to understand is, if she doesn't have a man that wants to chase her, that makes her feel useless. If a woman is not desired, that's a big thing for her. So the more she could desire a man in to want to be with her, to want to lust for her, to want to sleep with her, and he can show it, the better she feels inside. She starts to feel pretty. All right? The more a man wants to sleep with her, the prettier she feels. Because women feel pretty girls get all the guys because all the guys want to sleep with them. So a lot of women that you're seeing now started out coming up as unattractive women. They were treated as if they were unattractive, all right? And typically that starts off with the father, all right? A father has to be there to remind his daughter, you are pretty. He has to be there to give her the confidence. Now, you'll see this with like wealthy parents who have rich kids. You always got that fat rich girl that comes from like a rich family that walks around like a diva because she just thinks she's prettier than everybody. That's because her dad's been spoiling her and making her feel like a princess, so she stays inside of this delusional cloud her whole entire life, because it's deeply rooted when it comes from a father. When it's not coming from a father, a woman will go her entire life confused. So understand here, most women nowadays never had a strong enough father to teach them how to be secure with themselves, to teach them how to feel like they were pretty on their own. So most of these women grew up not knowing how to respect themselves or to accept the beauty that they have. So they have to feel pretty by the amount of guys that chase them. Why? Because they're always in the internet. See, it used to be a time where when it came to attention, a woman just had to worry about what she looked like when she went to high school, when she went to elementary school, when she went to college. She only had to worry about the guys that was in those areas. But nowadays, every guy at every school knows what girls look like at all the other schools and all the other colleges that are surrounding. So a woman not only has to look good in her surrounding, but she's also competing with other surroundings outside of her. And pretty much now, most women are competing with every woman on the globe. That's what technology has done. Technology has placed women in competition with every single woman on the planet, especially the women that are willing to give off the imagery. So when one girl starts dressing like a thought, and no one says anything about it, and they let it slide, but she gets all the attention from the men, and she gets to sleep around with all these guys. As she sleep around with all these guys, and as she gets all the attention from the men, it makes her feel pretty. It makes her feel good. This is why women don't start off looking at other women that sleep around and talk down on them. This is why, like, certain girls that sleep around, they don't talk down on girls that sleep around. Because women look at it like, she just wants to feel pretty. She feels low, so she's sleeping around just to feel pretty. This is why women don't count the guys they sleep with. They count the guys that change their life. Some guys can sleep with a woman one time and it'll change that woman's life. That woman will change the next day and be like, you know what? I don't want to be that girl that I've been, because I've been acting a certain way towards beta males. And she'll tell herself like, oh man, this is the guy I want to with. She'll go to change for him, right? But he wouldn't want her. Right? So she'll go from being promiscuous to all of a sudden she want to be a good girl, but then that guy rejects her. Now she's back being a bad girl again because she got to feel pretty. But then she got to feel ugly again the moment he didn't want her. But she felt pretty during the chase, during the intercourse, when he was blowing her back out for long periods of time, rubbing all over her body, just giving her all kind of passion, affectionate. She started to feel good. Then she felt comfortable. You know, then she felt his leadership. And then when those guys reject him, then they go back to being bad girls again because they feel ugly again. Remember, girls are only running around acting bad and acting wild to get attention and do whatever it is, or run it all over weak men because they feel ugly inside. They don't know their value because there was never a father there to install values into her on what a man should have. Every girl that does not have a father in her life is promiscuous, hyper, loud, and untamable. There's not one girl you're going to meet that does not have a father in her life that's tameable. The only time she's going to be tameable is when something bad happens to her, when she gets fat and sloppy, or she becomes a baby mom. Next, why are women bored? This goes back to the last one. They're bored with beta males. Beta males can only do this. Make them feel pretty, make them feel wanted, be a servant, make them feel like they're in control and that they have all the power. That's all beta males are there for. There's no psychological or emotional challenge when it comes to a woman. A woman goes through about 4 or 5 different personalities throughout the day that men don't see. But women feel these personalities coming in and out. The same person at 9 o'clock would not be the same person at 11 o'clock. But one thing about that beta male, he's going to always be the same guy, no matter who she is. He's going to try to make good Joanne happy. He's going to try to make bad Joanne happy. He's going to try to make silly Joanne happy. Whoever her personality is that day, he's going to try to make her happy. And women are going to become bored of that because women are jumping to different characters just to get different reactions out of their men. But beta males are always there trying to be the nice guy no matter who she is. So she gets bored and she starts to cheat. Why is she cheating? Because she needs another challenge. What's the challenge? I want to feel good all over again. I want to feel wanted. Why? Because that always makes her the sexiest. The more guys chase her, the more she feels sexy and she gets that high. See, what she needs the beta male to do is to argue with her, fight with her, check her, put her in check, to throw her energy all around. That turns her on, and then she wants to have sex again. But when she gets bored with a beta male, then she's out to try to find another man that's going to challenge her, so she can get that feeling that she's not getting from the beta male of feeling sexy. Next, last but not least, and I think every guy knows this, majority of these women are just programmed for hooked up. Most women are programmed for hookup culture. All right, and where does hookup culture come from? That comes from the internet. That comes from these dating sites. That comes from Pornhub. That comes from all that. You see women dress. You see stuff on Twitter. Like, at this point, everyone's desensitized to sex, naked people, or any of that. That's what makes it hard for a woman. It's because it's kind of like men don't really have to desire for you in the flesh anymore. Most women have played so many men and have rejected so many men that they've really crushed themselves for the future of men pursuing them. Because now women aren't even programmed to be wives. By the time they grow up and want to be a wife and learn how to be a wife, they're going to realize you've been programmed to be a sex slave. This is Anthony Spade, and this is why women sleep around a lot and it's nothing to them. Comment, like, subscribe. Hasta la vista.